Hey y'all, how are you doing? It's been a long time. Hey Steve, hit gal, Steve, that video with your, and I don't even know how to say it, blood, but it sounds like blood, because it looks like that also. I don't know what that is, but it looked pretty disgusting. Hi, White Life, it's good to see you. I've missed y'all. More people get in chat. I want y'all to tell me what y'all been up to. I had a pretty good day, wife. I hope everybody has. There's Benjamin. Good to see you, Ben. Crazy times we're in, isn't it? Oh, that's good. You got some rain. It has been like overcast. You can't see the sun. I don't know what it is. And we keep getting tornado watches, and I'm like, from what? There's no clouds. I understand, Indy. Thank you for coming in. I enjoyed your show last night. You really had a good one. Hi, Jen. Good to see you, hon. So anyway, we don't even have a chance of rain, so I don't know where this tornado is going to come from. I'm kind of, I think our weatherman is not fully on duty or something. Thank you, Benjamin. Things are pretty good with me. We've had some weird things happening. My daughter's been having, I have never heard of this neuropathy. I think is what they're calling it. And she's been saying for weeks that her hands were just killing her and her feet. And so she went to the emergency room last night. And so that's why I rescheduled for tonight. Hey, Sharon, good to see you. 2 inches of rain. Awesome. Rain is always good. I'm always happy to see it rain. It means new life, growing. Oh, Jen, congratulations. Number 8. Yep, I have 8 too. She doesn't have diabetes. They kind of thought that it might be that because I guess it's, she had the one that you have when you have a big baby or something, but it went away. And then, but they tested her and no diabetes. Congratulations, Jen. No, that's the best thing about rain. You don't have to water that day. Oh, I was supposed to do that too. Hey, Meat Puppet. Good to see you. Meat Puppet, I'll drop the link if you want to come up. I just wanted to see how everybody's feeling. I'm seeing a lot of um, people that usually do lives not doing lives anymore, and kind of wondering what's up. I hope it's not any pettiness. B12, yes, they told her to start taking the B12. Um, She was not eating real great before she came home, and so I've been stuffing her with food. And strawberry shortcake day. Yeah. And so she's on the B vitamins. They wanted to put her on gabapentin. Is that what it's called? Something like that. And I asked her to please wait and try all natural first and see if that helps. So um, look that up, and it seems to be cayenne pepper is good for it, and soak it in a tub, relaxing, exercise, taking the B vitamins. I think she got a multivitamin. Is what they had said they were going to prescribe for her, but they didn't. So we just went to the dollar store and got the multivitamin there. She seems to be doing better today. She's in there making stew right now. She hasn't been in as much pain. Huck gave me some good information last night about it. Apparently, it is super painful. Victor, good to see you. It's been a while. I dropped the link, Meet Puppet, if you want to come out. Victor, if you want to come out. Jen, y'all know y'all are all welcome. I just want to make sure y'all are like living your best life, whatever it is. Spending time with loved ones, spending time with friends. If you can afford to, taking vacations. And it doesn't have to be a major vacation. I'd be happy with a tent and my bullet mattress right now. Working on it. I don't know. I say that, but it's like 100 plus all through the forecast. So there's that. Don't do heat real well. I've been trying to sit outside as much as I can and get used to it, just in case the power were to go off for whatever reason. So if you do that, make sure you got salt. Take salt. Drink lots of water. Now be careful of that around. I've been hearing people from other states, and I'm all, how's this happening? I don't know. So y'all been watching all the Trump stuff? Y'all been watching any news? I kind of haven't. I did see a news clip yesterday with the weirdo guy dressed in the jail prisoner, like a old-timey prisoner suit, black and white. And his son gets smacked upside the head with a red hat, too. That's pretty good. Oh, Benjamin, I wish you could get out of there. Hi, Ann. Good to see you. nosy neighbors. You gotta live in a small town. Then you have a whole town of nosy. Everyone kind of gets nosy. But it's good too. That there's pros and cons to small town life. Hi, Meat Puppet.
Hello. Sorry that took so long. My Google account has two-factor authentication, and so it can be a real pain in the backside, if you know what I mean, to log in.
Oh, you're okay.
Plus,
Thank you
I'm
for
not trying
coming
to
up.
cause any. You're welcome. I'm trying to not cause any accidents, or at this point, I'm about to run over a bunch of stupid people because they're acting like they don't see a turn signal get over. It's like they get in their car, they shut off their
I
damn brain. I hit a turn signal like I'm going to change lanes, saying, "Hey, stupid, don't be here. I'm moving," and they just act like I don't have my turn signal and just fly on by.
yes,
They're
I've heard a
lo-
lot of people say that it seems like a bunch of zombies are driving around.
a
A
bunch of
lot of
retarded
complaining.
zombies is
Yes.
more apt description, honestly. It,
Hey, Frog.
it's really frustrating because what I really want to do is run them into a guardrail at 60 miles an hour and then laugh at them for being a dumbass. But then it wrecked my truck, and then I can't work, and they'll probably fire me. So I was like, well,
I know it can get frustrating out there, but we
which
can't.
is which is
We
why I
can't
usually
go.
run my calming music channel on Sirius XM. I'll usually run channel 63 most of the time, other than for a few hours when they run a trucking show that has
Mm.
where people call in or just have general topics.
So you listen to music a lot?
Yep,
Is that what?
the
Yeah,
the relaxing
that's
kind. It
good.
helps.
Yes,
Um,
music is good.
it's either that or run them into a guardrail and then not be able to work because people are being stupid.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. I don't want to see you on the news.
Well, I don't. It's not that I
Sure.
don't want to because I really do want to run them into a guardrail because they're acting stupid. But I like what I do enough that it prevents me from doing it. Plus, these things aren't exactly tiny, so if I
Good.
check somebody into a ditch or a guardrail and it kills them, then I might feel bad, and that's another whole set of problems.
Yes, you don't want to do that.
No,
And yeah,
no. Well, I
semis
mean,
are
I
pretty
do, but I
big.
don't. Yeah,
I
we don't
know.
do fender benders. If you want your trunk and your dashboard of your car real close to each other, sure, we can accommodate
Yeah.
that, no problem. But yeah, I've noticed. I think I caught one of Chuck streams, whatever one of the last ones he did, but then I fell asleep. So
Uh-oh. I think he did a live last night, and
I don't. Yeah, I might have
um,
watched part of it in the chat, but then I fell asleep.
I didn't know he was going live, and I was over at Indies. She had invited me up there, and
Yeah,
so I was missing in action, having fun, and because she came on so late, and so the hospital trip had already been done, and or I knew what was going on, and she was going to be okay. So it
right.
was good to just relax
Kind of.
and talk to people.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
It's
I
always,
know
always
George has started doing a bunch of short live shows, just 5 or 10 minutes, little clips and stuff,
yes,
every so
yep,
often.
and that is never good news. If any of y'all
Right.
want to check that out, did one on 6G, and uh, well, I keep watching them, but I have so much going on here. My memory, I know that's why I can't remember nothing. It's because
I can't. Some days I
I'm
can't
living
remember.
life.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Go.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm the same way sometimes because I do 500,000 things every day. In my timelines, I've
Mm-hmm.
been doing this long enough where all my weeks from just blend together. I say something happened last week, could have been 3 months or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Eh,
Are you one of
eh,
those people? Because I am. That I
Well,
start something,
certain things
realize
I
it's
will be forgetful like that, because I'm easily distracted at times. Squirrel, you know,
sidetracked.
yeah, I'm easily sidetracked sometimes. Uh, but usually,
I'm
if
used
I forget something, it's just because I've already done so much stuff. By the time I remember to get back to it, I've already forgotten what it was.
to. That's I'll start something and then I'll see something else that needs done and go to it and think it'll just
Yep.
take a second and it doesn't. And
Well, it's
so
usually
yeah,
more like, yeah, I'm running to the kitchen to get something, running to go pick something up from the store, and stop in the kitchen for a Gatorade or something, and then forget why I was heading to the front door. And then I go sit down. I'm like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I wanted to go do X, and then walk out the front door.
I think we're doing pretty good that we're still alive and it's it with all the
Yeah,
craziness going on and we know what's going on and it's like
I was gonna say
we're still here.
it's pretty crazy, and sadly, it's only
Perseverance. That's
perseverance is good. Yeah, because it's only going to get worse. Sadly.
yeah. Maybe. I
Oh no,
think
not
if we
maybe.
just
I wish it wouldn't have to get worse, but unfortunately, that's exactly what's going to happen. Um, Sadly.
are you seeing
Really.
things happening with the trucking?
As far as trucking goes, nah, it's fairly stable. Maybe even slight pickup in some areas of the industry. Not still not nearly as much freight as what it used to be before the COVID nonsense.
I'm just noticing a whole
But
lot of shortages here, and it could be because of the mob of people that have moved in all over.
sure,
And
yeah,
I don't know. I
open
mean,
borders
I
will do
really
that.
think that that's gonna, yeah.
But then you get
So
things like places like San Francisco where you have companies leaving town because people just, uh, to put it politely, defecating all over the streets and walk in stores and steal all the stuff, and nobody bothers to stop them.
thankfully, we don't see that here. Um,
Uh, I'm like,
going to
last I
Austin,
checked, there were laws that said you shouldn't steal. Well, why aren't they being
yes,
arrested?
except for in California, it's
Yeah, I
okay
don't.
to get $1,000.
Well, and what it is, there's
I
some
guess they're.
guys. Sorry, go ahead. I wasn't
I'm
trying to
sorry.
interrupt. Go ahead and finish. No, go ahead and finish.
It just seems like that's going to shut those businesses down. Those businesses pay taxes. They are an asset to the communities. Why would you want to shut the businesses down? So
Right.
it doesn't make any sense to me that there's no way that they can afford to lose $1,000 a day to these people that are just coming in and
Stealing
they
all the
don't
sure.
just grab what they want. They are destroying shelves and everything and it's
Yep.
it's insane.
It really is. So
I
I've seen
kiss up.
a few videos where um the guy who was running a convenience store, he raised all the prices to where everything was, like $1,000 or just slightly over whatever the amount was. That if they stole over a
So
certain
that
amount, then it's a misdemeanor. So he raises the prices to everything's $1,000. For those who purchase stuff legitimately, he'll give it a discount back to its normal price. They purchase their stuff and leave.
right. Oh my goodness. Can you believe we've come to that?
Honestly, yes. It's saddening and kind of depressing a little bit, but yes, I can absolutely believe that. But the sheer level of stupidity I've seen over the years, the fact that they've tried to tear apart the families and taking God out of
Yes,
school and Congress and everywhere else. Yeah, absolutely, I can believe that. What they think was going to happen.
true.
You,
Yeah.
you,
And
you're
that,
trying to stop parents from disciplining their kids and tear the family apart, and then you wonder why the kid is sitting in jail at 14.
yeah, a lot of them do. Thankfully, none of mine have been in there. But I don't know. It's that's one of the good things about being in a small town. Everybody knows what you're doing. So
Right? Yeah.
it'd be kind of embarrassing if you were in the local jail because everybody would
Well,
know.
yeah, it'd be the county jail or the local and into the county. But yeah, absolutely. I'm in a small town too. It's like 13,000 people or just under.
No, wow.
But I like it.
See,
It,
to
it
me, that's
it's good.
big.
No, 13
Yeah,
is small. Matter of fact, there's a town an hour
I
south of
know.
where I live that's got like 140,000 people or more.
Um, yeah.
I'm not sure what their exact population is for sure, but I know it's a lot.
And ours has probably changed. The last I checked, it was a little over 1,500. And
Oh,
so
that's
it
like super small.
could be a little
1,500
more.
people.
Yes,
Yeah, that's like
yes,
super
that's
duper
what I
small.
mean. Everybody
That's
knows
like
everybody.
that's like Mayberry small.
Yes.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
H-
This small, I prefer the smaller towns, honestly.
Oh, I do too.
Is that Chuck I see there?
That's George.
George. Oh well, I'm not paying attention. I'm only glancing every so often for obvious reasons. So
He, he heard us talking about him and his little videos
yeah,
he's been putting out.
yeah,
My ears are ringing.
I figured it was worth a mention.
Your ears are ringing.
Yeah,
How you doing, George?
I'm doing okay. Getting some videos up.
Good.
I can't hear him for some reason.
You can't hear me?
His mic gets a little. I hear you now. Yes.
Oh, is that better?
Hey, there we go.
Yes.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So how you been?
Hi, Michelle.
How you
Who are you
been,
talking?
George?
Oh, me? I'm doing okay. You? How are you?
I'm doing all right. Doing my best to not run people in the guardrail so I don't go to jail and lose my job. You know.
Yeah. Just be nice out there. There's
I
enough
try.
other
It's
people out there not being nice. You don't have to be one of them.
right. Yeah, but their level of stupidity makes me really, really want to do it some days. Which is
Right.
why I usually listen to the calming music channel to help me focus and be calm and nice me instead of a hole me.
That's when that happens. Look up. What
Pretty
would you
much.
do?
Hope I have enough bail money, depending on
No.
the situation. Thankfully, that doesn't happen. So I manage to, for the most part, maintain self control. Thankfully, so
Yeah. I know it's easy to get frustrated and with
it is.
people, and but
And it's
I
not
keep thinking, what if we were all like Well, even whenever we have a hurricane down south and they're all shoved
Hmm.
into a coliseum all together,
That's crazy.
it, you kind of hope they're going to get along because, yes, it is
Right.
crazy that they do talk to those people, but
Sure.
still, I think, then that's what I just keep thinking. If if we were all shoved into a building all together, we'd have to get along. And so,
Right.
got to
Yeah.
figure out
No.
communication is the
For me, it's not.
key
It's
to it all.
right. No, being calm and playing nice is definitely one of the keys. But for me, it's not even so much the people. It's just their stupid, the stupidity of their behavior. Driving down the highway, trying to
No, I
talk
know.
on a cell phone with one hand and the steering wheel on another, or getting dressed, putting on makeup, trying to shave.
Yes, there's.
Or glancing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they've made it to where that you don't even have to do that. Your phone will hook up to the radio, or it,
Yep.
they've got the little holders for your phone. There's
I've
no
got
reason for you
two.
to be.
Exactly. I've got two holders in my truck in use right now. I'm on a hands-free device that allows me to chit chat with you wonderful people and safely maintain control of my vehicle.
Good. And Michelle, we are on YouTube through StreamYard.
Right. Oh, by
Yeah.
the way, before I forget, did you see that one news report about the wildfire warnings in the UP, George?
I missed what you said.
They put out a report that they're expecting. They're making a prediction of a high possibility of red dry brush up in the UP for fire danger.
Hey, yeah,
Come.
And then,
we're keeping a good close eye on what's going on here. Put it that way. At least in my neighborhood.
I was gonna say, I know, I figured you probably were in your neighborhood. I just didn't know if you'd heard that prediction that they had made.
Yeah,
With
well,
you guys up in the northern part of Maine along the border, and somewhere over in Wisconsin or Minnesota, I think.
yeah, well, whoever
So is
whoever started the
it
ones in Canada
spreading
are probably
from
going to move this way.
Canada?
Well,
It,
no,
Yeah.
it's we're just afraid that they're going to
well,
do
the
the
ones
same
in
thing
Canada,
here.
the ones in I think it's Quebec, over near Quebec City, from what I've heard, they could have put it out. There was volunteer fire guys willing to come in and help put it out and get it under control, and they're just like, let it burn. And the guy's like, what? What do you mean let it burn?
Well, what was amazing? It was a clear day, and 12 of them started at the same time. Just a
Yeah.
coincidence.
Oh yeah, totally coincidence. Absolutely.
Well, I kind of saw a video on that, and it wasn't
Y- y-
by nature.
Yeah, kind of like the coincidence where you had what was it, the 20 tons of chemicals out in the desert just randomly go missing, and then a fire appears out of nowhere in Canada. Totally coincidental, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Totally not connected.
Yep.
There's the one in
It's
private chat I
and
put up
it's
on my other channel there, Meat Puppet. Another video. I've been posting
On
more
the
onto my Brighteon channel because I'm locked out of my deal. The only way I can
what?
upload
Oh,
videos to YouTube is to go live. But then
that's
I can't edit them. I can't do anything. Just like now, if I was
that's
watching this on YouTube, I cannot comment
that is
or
so
nothing.
weird. So you
They
said
have me totally blocked.
so what other platform do you have it on?
Brighteon.
Brighteon? What's
Well, it's in the private chat. You click on that, and it'll take you right to there.
thank you,
okay.
George.
I'm not gonna obviously do it right now.
Right.
I'll here in about 10 or 15 minutes when I get ready to get parked. Since I
It was
get
the
a
one I
little bit further to.
sent you, Bonnie, yesterday. I
Okay.
don't dare play that one on YouTube.
Yes, I can
Yep.
But
understand.
Just like
I'll
most of them, I
definitely
can't
go over to it
like.
and bookmark it for later. Um, I was just say I know a lot of people started using Kick and Rumble too.
No, Rumble is being run by the establishment too. The only one they haven't got a hold of is Brighteon that I see.
What about iConnect FX?
I don't know. I haven't checked into them.
Stephen Benoon uses that one.
I couldn't tell you. This it, it's getting harder and harder. I mean,
Well, that's the point because I'm sure you've noticed they've started labeling Christians and other groups as terrorists and many other things.
right? This is Mike Adams' channel. It's his. So that's why I use it. He puts out
Yeah.
good stuff.
Right on.
It's private. Well, you don't put it that way.
Well, right. I was
But
gonna say
it,
it'd have to be
so I
if it's
mean,
not government or whoever.
well, they took over. They took over. Almost everything.
Oh yeah, no, they have for
I
sure.
mean, Israel runs YouTube. That's who
I just
really
saw
runs YouTube.
Not
I
surprising.
just saw a news clip about almost 300 ballots found in a storage unit in Michigan. 2 years, 2 years later, three. How many? Well, we're going to come up on four from 2020.
Yeah. Well, what gets me is when you have those
Still
like
fine.
those storage unit deals. Is people find all this extra money and then they go like an idiot and show it on camera. I'm like, you moron! What are you doing?
Right?
If you find a bunch of different cash and coins and what have you, the storage, you don't show that crap on your. Like, yeah, I found some coins and some whatever, you know, but you don't show the cash.
Yeah.
Still, put a little deposit in your bank, like you normally should, or invest in gold or whatever. But you don't just go waving the cash around. Like, oh, that's my cash. I left it in the unit. Or just come try to rob you in general.
Gina Marie Calvin. Is she on YouTube? And yeah, I've been watching a lot of the shorts that they do. There's a lot of positivity out there. I've seen some good humanitarians that have been doing good things for the homeless, and I just saw a video today saving animals. It's a whole video. It's a long video of wild animals that were asking for help and humans coming to save them. And
I've seen a few of those YouTube shorts like that.
yeah, try to look for the positive stuff that's going on instead of all the bad. The four kids that were rescued in the Amazon after 40 days, that was awesome. Good.
Yeah, it's hard to find the positivity stuff though because they like to shut that down.
It is. And so then I was like, okay, find some headlines that make me laugh because they can come up with some doozies.
Sure.
And then it was
Well,
all, eh.
that's like June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and then hey, do you hear about that? Nope. What do you hear about? You hear
Yeah,
all the pride stuff, which I mean, look, you do what you want to do. If that's what you want to do, knock yourself out. I don't agree with it, but
yeah.
you're free to,
Um,
do whatever you want to do. That's on you.
you know where my pride is. So I saw that because one of those flags were put in the center, that was breaking the code or something of the flag, the American flag, and
Yeah, I'm not
I
even
think it's
sure. I
still
haven't
hanging there.
heard that, but of course, I keep my
It's
news to a
ridiculous
minimum.
the way they do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I try to keep the news to a minimum because it's just too much nonsense. You know, I'll listen to a little bit here and there from
it
some of the
is.
alternative sources.
Is today Flag Day? Happy Flag Day. Definitely. I don't have that cool flag that Chuck has flying.
Which one, the Gadsden flag, or does he get a different flag?
It's just the American flag, and he has it, the United States flag, and
Oh,
he
okay.
has it instead of his icon. It's just sitting there waving in the wind.
Oh, right on.
It's a beautiful sight.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know if I can a little bit further, and then I'll be done for the day.
Oh, I didn't know it was his birthday. I knew it was coming up sometime, but
I was probably within 100
happy
miles of
birthday.
where George was at. I was in the upper thumb of Michigan.
Oh, wow.
You were about 300 miles away. If you're in the thumb,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I was over in Pigeon, right there near the lake. I don't know how. I don't think it's 300, but I know it's definitely a good distance.
Well, you would have came here. You might have needed snow chains. I'm still
Well, I
burning
was
wood.
going to say I haven't been up towards Duluth in a long time. Um, Duluth and the UP. I haven't been up that way in a long, long time. But with
Oh,
all the crazy weather, you're right. I might need snow chains coming up there.
it's chilly still. It's only like
Goodness, meat puppet.
42 degrees. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Well, what were
You
we trying to
just
say,
go
Miss
all
Emma?
over the United States, don't you?
I do.
You just
Well,
go all over the United
not as much as I used to because of the lymphedema I got from too much seat time. But yeah, um, I think in the almost 9 years I've been driving, I've been
States.
to 36 out of the lower 48.
Wow. I know a few weeks ago you were in Dallas and then up
Yep.
to
And
Michigan.
then
That's
yeah,
pretty good
last
haul.
couple of weeks. Oh yeah, the last couple of weeks I've been over to Detroit, a little bit northwest of Detroit, and then up to the upper thumb there on the lake, and I'll be back over
Yeah.
by end of day tomorrow. I'll be back over by Detroit again, drop another load
So
off.
is it really crazy
A lot of
there
construction,
in
but
Detroit?
I don't go all the way into Detroit. I'm out near a town called Wixom, which is northwest, far, far out suburbs, where it's
Oh, okay.
relatively calm. Um, yeah,
I can
it's
put it
not
here where I can
it
read.
it's not too bad where I park on the private property over there in that area.
Hi, Jeremy. D-Dog. If you didn't hear me, I said hello.
Yep. Hello to people in chat. I can't look at chat. I'm driving.
Yeah, so there's a argument over a Confederate flag on a grave of a Confederate soldier.
I was gonna say it's a Confederate
So
soldier. What
they're
does it matter?
battling that one out. Yeah.
That's the most nonsensical thing I've ever heard. He's a Confederate soldier. Of course, he's going to want a Confederate flag on his tombstone.
Yep. They just look for things to.
Complain about, yeah.
And is the yes, and is the intent to stir something up or get people so frustrated? And so that's why I just kind of whatever.
What?
Well, it's because a lot of people don't know the true history.
Right. Well, they were never taught it to begin with, and don't bother to look it up. But yeah.
Well, that's it right there. They think it was all about slavery and everything, which it wasn't. But there's lots of layers of this deception on every issue that there is,
Yep.
especially now.
True.
Yes.
And the longer you take to try to figure out what it is, the harder it's going to be to find. And
Yep.
I don't know. The Bible says, search, knock on the doors, they'll be open. If you're not searching, you explain it when you stand at the throne of God, not me.
That's true.
Yeah, you just gotta you gotta do your homework, as it were. If you want to know what's going on.
Yeah.
But
One of the articles that I think they put out from the White House today was about the public schools. They're trying to get kids back into the public schools, and um, it just plainly said owned by the government. And I was like, that should tell everybody everything right there.
well, but I mean, the schools were set up to get people ready for like factory work, and they never bothered to change it and just keep indoctrinating the kids. Well, when they're not trying to molest them or whatever crazy shit they come up with now.
Yeah.
Which is why,
Yeah,
personally, you're just better off homeschooling the kids.
definitely. And
I mean, maybe
teaching
a
them right
religious
from
school,
wrong.
maybe like a religious high school, maybe if you've got one in your area. But more than likely, you're better off just homeschooling.
So, do you think that this was so easily done because of lack of morals and values, or
Yeah, absolutely. What's that one video
just
that's been making the round on YouTube's "If I Were the Devil"? If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
yes,
That'll explain what's going
yes,
on.
Paul Harvey?
Yep, it describes it pretty well.
It does. That's
But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, it's absolutely, like I said, in the mid to late '60s when they took prayer out of school, it was all downhill from there. They started systematically trying,
yeah,
as the video I just mentioned, they systematically started taking the family apart.
which would be lack of communication, lack of being involved as a
Lack of
family.
fathers.
Expecting
Yes,
somebody else to do it for you.
Yep.
That's more or less what it is.
Yep.
Nobody wants
T-Dog, I am
to
going to check in.
stand up for the other people that need you to stand up in your communities. When someone's out
Yes,
there fighting in the schools to get that crap out of them, you should be right there standing with them.
yes. And that's our community. They're actually getting loud. I keep on saying that they've gotten really quiet, and all of a sudden they're not. And it's like, finally, they're
Right.
listening. Because I mean, I send it to everybody, and anything that's going on, okay, this is a concern. We need to check this out. And thankfully, the younger generation is stepping up and starting to take over and do more. But
Well, especially
definitely,
with
I'm
all these little
standing with them.
pornography. books they're trying to teach the
Message
kids.
you know it's so good to see you. Yes. Navy vet, good to see you.
What's Camel Carl up to? I haven't heard from him in a minute.
I have not heard from Carl in a good minute too. Maybe he's
Uh,
taking a break. It's summer, and I know that that's when he really gets busy. A
yeah,
lot
I
of
know.
people.
I think I could have sworn I saw him briefly in one of my Fuggles videos or one of Dabu Seven's videos, maybe live streams or something. But it's definitely been a minute since I heard from him.
Thank you so much, Bezachino. He's really good at. He just pops up with these. He needs to write a book. We were talking about that at Indies last night. A secret covenant. Thank you, maybe
Boom.
that. Look that up.
People have been talking and fighting this
I,
for years. I mean, this is nothing new. Everybody just thinks that it started in 2016, and
yeah,
it's been going on so long. I mean, when you hear Trump say that he would have never done anything to Hillary because they're good friends, and he thinks a lot of her, trust me. If you want to hear it out of his own mouth, I can play the video.
Yeah, that reminds me. I checked my channel yesterday or day before, George. Uh, they left that you remember the two videos I uploaded of Trump's WEF speech and then the video, the short
Yeah,
clip
yep,
of him just before the speech.
yep,
Well, they
saying that
left the
Klaus Schwab
speech.
was a great guy. Yeah,
The, yeah, well, they left the regular speech out, but the part before he gave his speech where he was giving praise to Schwab, they took that one off the channel for some reason.
yeah, I still got it.
I think I have it downloaded somewhere, but yeah, if I need it, I'll just have you send it to me so we
Anything
can
like that,
re-upload it.
they'll give you a hit on.
Oh yeah, probably, but I only
I
got
mean,
like 40 or 50 people, so it
when you
doesn't
involve the
really.
WEF in anything right now, uh, they're going to get more strict on it. Uh,
Yeah, I'm
that's
sure
why
they
I'm thinking
do.
of just uploading all my videos to right down and not even worry about YouTube anymore. I mean, there's nothing there's nothing there when they're controlling all of YouTube.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
and and Elon Musk his deal that's run by the same people,
Yep.
and so is Rumble and the rest of them. They what they're doing right now is letting certain ones get away with some stuff that others don't. I have
Right.
never had a video taken off of Brighteon, and it'll be the same video that I get taken down on YouTube. Now tell me,
Right.
I mean, is there something wrong with who's really running the show?
Oh, that's the question.
I mean,
Matter of fact,
that's
old man Soros just handed the control of his company over to his kid.
yeah,
yep,
yeah. Watch out. He's been taught real well, and plus he's a political scholar. I mean, he is a
Right.
political scholar. He knows how to run this. He knows about countries. He's he's involved in a lot of countries. He's uh, taken over the helm because remember this is happening in every white Western country. The same thing that's happening here.
Bought you a bottle?
It's happening. It's happening in France. It's happening in Norway. It's happening only in the Western countries. You don't hear of any of the Middle East or anything like that with migration
Right.
problems. You don't hear China with
yeah,
it. You don't hear Russia with it. I mean,
Nope.
the only ones that are getting it are the West. The West is being taken down, but the
Oh
whole
yeah.
world is. This is it. It's the one
Yeah. They're,
world government. It's either now people learn how to
well,
fight it or they don't.
and they're taking us down
The,
over here in the West because we're in the way. They can't implement what they want to do with us in the way.
put it this way: most will
excuse me.
consent to what's coming. And I don't care what people say, because if you don't know what's coming, you're going to consent to it. You just think you know what's coming. You're going to consent to it. Read your own Bible. It tells you that most people will consent to it.
Yeah, it does say the
Hey,
majority of people.
Rockstar.
And if you don't know what you're fighting, you can't fight it. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I think this whole thing has been the past 3 years, is to see how many would
Would comply. Yeah. I
comply
think so.
with whatever they wanted them to do, and they were pleased with the results if they're accurate. It, that's where I kind of
Yeah.
question it too, because you think about how many billions of vials had to be made for that. So really
Yep.
don't see, when they had 5 companies doing it, that they did not produce as much as they say they did.
Right.
Right. I
There's
mean,
no
a lot of
way.
smoke and mirrors. I mean, it's to make you believe things, to make you feel helpless, to make you not. I mean, all it is learning what you're fighting and don't consent to it. Try to get away
Yep.
from as much of it as you can. It's the only way we can fight this. It isn't with guns. It isn't.
Yeah.
It's with knowledge. That's all it is. And even the Bible tells you that.
Yeah.
It's all about knowledge.
I was pretty fortunate doing what I do for a living. Uh, I I wasn't necessarily. They tried to get me to do some things. I'm like, yeah, I'm not. I'm not doing that. Um,
Think you needed
and
that.
most places, thankfully, were accommodating, and the ones that weren't, well, I'm only here for my stuff, and then I'm leaving. So just give me what I'm here for, and
I
we'll see you later.
mean, it's all like a big soap opera right now. You look at it, all people want to hear is the mudslinging. They don't want to hear solutions.
Right.
Because if you got
No,
out
they
there,
definitely
jumping
don't
out
want
there
solutions.
and said the true thing about getting rid of uh, the Federal Reserve, print our own money, he'd be just like the last two that took a bullet to the head. And that would
Right.
have been Kennedy and the one that did the greenbacks, Lincoln. He, there has
Yeah.
never been anybody since 1963 that ever tried to break this establishment up, this world establishment,
Right.
and it is worldwide. I
It
mean,
is.
look
Yep.
at what the United Nations did. Remember, United Nations is in New York. They tore down every country's flag and they're flying the rainbow flag. 193 of them.
Oh my goodness.
Pretty sick.
Well, and not to
Yeah.
mention that leopard statue that they put up too.
I mean, it's both. I mean, what they're doing right now with all of that is just destroying the morale of people. Because people are just, I mean, they don't know how to fight it because they don't have the
I'm gonna
knowledge.
check over here, otherwise I'll go to that last row.
Yeah. And
Man,
that's it.
I
I
did
keep
not.
asking, how do we boost the morale? Because I can see people getting discouraged, and so I had seen a comment a while ago, and I totally agree with that.
Well, don't
We're
worry about
looking for the
other
solutions.
people. You got to worry about yourself first because that's where your salvation is going to come from. You don't stand
Well,
with
yeah, definitely.
nobody else in the end. You're going to stand alone. So guess what? You better learn to stand alone right now.
Yes.
Well, and it helps if you're prepared.
Yeah. And that's it. Is, doing what you can, growing what you can.
Yep.
Even the Bible tells us to, make sure we have enough to share also.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've tried to
that part
prepare
is going to be a
more,
hard
but
part to do.
yeah. Well, especially if you do what I do. There's a lot of stuff I haven't been able to prepare nearly as much as I want to, just because of the nature of what I do.
yeah. Well, yeah. You're
With
you're working a lot.
down the
Well,
road.
there's that. It's both good and bad. Good in the sense that if something does go down, doing what I do, I'm allowed a little bit more latitude to move around.
Yes. And we appreciate you being there to tell us what you're seeing because you're all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, lately it's mostly just been Detroit up towards Minneapolis, occasionally down towards Dallas, maybe Kansas City is usually all
No.
more or less where it's been lately.
Well, you're not going to drive to Hawaii.
That would be cool, but no, that would be cool because I would do it if they had like a underground tunnel where I could drive out to Hawaii. Absolutely, I would. The only problem is by the time I got
And
halfway out, they'd have to have a large pullover rest area so I could do a 10-hour break halfway across.
yeah. Do you go into California?
No, no, I don't go to California.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no. Matter
It
of fact, I
doesn't.
don't go anywhere west of the Rockies.
Okay. I was just wondering what the shipping looks like there now. And
Some areas are okay. A lot of the ports are starting to do basically what they've done in California and the ports in California is by 2030, it was 2035, but they moved it to 2030. The ports and the state
mm,
are no longer allowed to have gas powered vehicles in those areas. By those dates, they
yes.
want a certain percentage. Well, actually, they changed. It was going to be a certain percentage, but then they went for all. So, but they want zero emissions in the ports and the state of California, meaning all electric, by no later than 2035. Most of it's 2030, which is why they
I
also
just don't see.
passed that AB5 law, which really screwed up a lot of independent owner operators. But
Yep.
one thing they forget is even nationally, you started seeing where they want all these everybody to start going electric cars. The electric grid um,
No.
can't handle the electric.
Normal
If
every
every
day.
person who owns an electric car right now wanted to hold on one second, I got some.
I just
I
don't
thought,
see everybody getting to electric cars.
well, they can't. Even if they did, the power grid can't handle it. If
No.
every person who owns an electric car decided to charge their cars overnight, it would shut the power grid down. Hold on one second.
We're already, because we're up in the hundreds now, getting letters from our electric company saying that there's going to be brown, is it brown
Brownouts
rollouts,
or
brownouts,
brownouts.
or
It's another a fancy way of saying power outage across the state on a frequent basis is a fancy way
yeah.
of what that is.
And so that's why I have the
But
little
uh, it's
charging
like the same thing.
stations, the,
Yeah. Well, it's like the electric semis.
the
They wanted
solar.
to try to do the electric semis or whatever, but again, you run into the same problem. There's nowhere to plug them in and charge them. There's already not enough parking for trucks, and you can't handle even a third of 25% of all the cars charging all their stuff at the same time, let alone everybody.
And you got 10 hours to wait for it to charge, right?
Well, right,
It ain't.
and then you have to hope that
It
by
doesn't happen
the
in a. a minute.
No, it doesn't happen in a minute. You
Yeah.
have to hope that by the end of your 10 hours, that it's got sufficient charge for you to get where you need to, or you have to sit longer.
Well, and with the prices going up on everything, I was looking at the percentages on all the foods. Um, Oddly, eggs went down, but a lot of it with the groceries just getting higher and higher, and
That's
people are
inflation for you.
suffering financially. Yes. And so to even think that anybody's going to go out and buy a new car is ridiculous. Truck, whatever it is,
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
not going to happen. I
No,
think
definitely not.
that even though they haven't said it, do you think we're in a recession right now?
Recession, you wish. We're headed for a depression.
That's what I was afraid of.
And
I
let's
think
just
it's
say
close.
I've said this. I'm sure you've heard me say this quite a few times. The depression that we're heading for in the near future is going to be so bad it'll make 1929 look like absolutely nothing, like it was just a simple stroll through the park.
And people starved then, and grocery stores were still open.
Yep.
Yes. Yep. But they had their victory
Mhm.
gardens.
82% of the people in the United States still knew how to grow food, but yet people still starved.
Yep.
Now it's less
So, did,
than 8% of the United States has the knowledge of growing food.
This is true.
Not very good odds.
right. But even still, they're trying to prevent that. And
Yeah,
that's why we put as much inside the house as we can, too, growing, just because.
well, we just do our starters for now. I don't need all that in the house, but
What the hell?
I mean, we
Yeah.
started all in the house.
That ain't good.
What?
I mean, I still got cucumbers and peppers to get out. That's the only thing we got left to get out, but it's been too cold.
I really hope what
They don't
I
adapt to cold.
I really hope what I just saw on my news alert is wrong,
What?
because it's not good. Well, let me pull it back up on my other phone here. I'll tell you. Um, if and I haven't had a chance to verify it, so this may not be accurate.
Give me
But if it
something to go on.
is, well, central bank warning: hackers give 48-hour warning to banks, from Marfugal News on Twitter.
Oh, wow. Well,
The
I'll have
hacktivist
nothing to say.
cyber group is given a 48-hour warning. Looks like it could be just European banks. It may be all banks. I don't know.
Stuart, good to see you. Yeah, I don't have anything in the bank. I try to pull it as soon as I can.
I keep enough to pay my bills and keep the account open.
Yeah,
Um, Other than that, I don't trust the banks, so I don't keep anything in there.
precious metals. What did I see? I saw something copper pennies. These people were remodeling a house and they found, I can't remember how much it was, like 30,000 copper pennies. It was a crazy amount, and no banks will take it, and they're trying to figure out what to do with it. And it, however many it was worth $25,000, and so they're trying to sell it for the value online to whoever will take them because they're copper. They can be melted down to be used.
Well, if they're before a certain year, there's a higher percentage of pure copper.
Yes.
Um, I want to say before 1964, I think. or is it later than that? Do you happen to know,
I
George?
think that's
What's that again? I was
anything
looking.
before
Uh,
1964.
what year is was it where they have a higher percentage of copper pennies before a certain year?
Uh, uh, it was anything before 1964.
Okay, so I was right. 64. Okay, that's what I said, but I wasn't sure if that was right. So no, it's that way for the
Yeah,
silver in the dimes
yeah,
and nickels. It is 64 in quarters. 64 and back is almost pure silver.
cat started jumping. Yes, definitely bartering is good. It was 1 million copper pennies.
Bartering is a skill.
Good to see you, Jeannie.
I don't see anything on that 48-hour warning.
Yeah, yeah. I'll because it might have been just for the European banks.
Navy vet saw it too. Yeah,
Well, like I said,
might.
I haven't had a chance to look to verify anything, so it may
Oh,
be accurate. It may
that's for
be
sure.
mostly nonsense and rumor. I don't know.
Well,
Well,
European
and
Central Bank,
that's
they will give them a 48-hour heads up. I see uh, a deal on that.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean that part makes sense. Um,
that was through Reuters.
let's see, 40-hour European digital banking system. What's the source? Looks like the source for that article is centralbanking.com.
hmm. Well, we've heard this being talked about for quite a while now, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that everyone is getting as prepared as they can for whatever. That's what.
Yeah, that's what that's about. They're telling them that they'll give the banks 48-hour heads up. It's not that they get it already. And that was through
Yeah.
Real Retail Banker International.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, they're going to protect their own assets. I mean, just like they did
Yeah, of course.
when the bank went down in Silicon
yeah.
Valley. You know, J.P. Morgan got all the good assets, and the American people got all the bad. We paid for all the bad ones, and they took all the good ones.
Yep.
But see, J.P. Morgan is part of the globalist system.
Yep.
Well,
Absolutely.
now they're trying to roll out this digital UN style ID or UN backed ID or whatever that has all your information in it.
That'll be coming. That'll be
Social
coming
credit score.
with the digital dollar.
Yeah, for sure.
That's part of the digital dollar. I
And
just did
that's
a
where we need to say no.
right, right.
Well, I didn't take the jab and
The digital.
I didn't wear a mask, so I don't think I'm gonna start with digital dollars.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why they need 6G because 6G can handle it. 5G can't handle all the people on the planet.
Right. Well, let's see if they don't start World War III next week and get everybody nuked. But you know,
And that's there's so many things going on. Like it's just like, wow. Um, is it Taiwan that they're evacuating the citizens?
I'm not sure where they're evacuating citizens.
I think it was Taiwan. I saw they were evacuating American citizens, something like that. So
probably want to
yeah,
start
we
another
have
war.
that threat. Yep, that's what I'm thinking is going to go on, and so is Taiwan part of NATO?
Well,
Are they allies? What?
I don't know. I think there's a good chance that they'll wait until the U.S. is trying to fight Russia or whatever before they take Taiwan, and maybe not.
Well, we are fighting Russia.
Well, that's what I mean. We're already doing that. So once we're plenty bogged down and can't respond to China, then they'll go and take Taiwan. Although with Trump being part of the WEF and part of the group, as it were, why are they trying to keep him from going back in office and have him indicted on all this nonsense?
It's
Is
the
that just
illusion to
illusion?
keep
Oh.
people locked in. That's all I can say.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
need to do a better job because I could see through that pretty easily. I was thinking that's what it was, but you know.
yeah,
Let's see here.
we got this. Hey, Annie at Jack. Let's just if
You
we
know,
can get
I
enough people to say
told
no
you
to all that mess.
the deception is very many layers, and it's on every subject that there is. Even in the
Yes,
political realm, it's the worst. This
Well,
is where they control people. This
and
is
you
where
know,
they have people believe that these things are right that they're doing.
yeah, and you know it's in the churches
You
too,
gotta
because
you gotta give the illusion that you're fighting with the guy across the aisle when they're really out having lunch with him right after.
yeah, absolutely. Um, but what I was gonna say was, is there? I think it's in a lot of churches too, because most churches don't even teach prophecy anymore, let alone proper Bible.
right. And they're allowing more AI. I saw that months ago. AI doing the job of the pastor or preacher or whatever because
Well,
it's just
AI is demonically possessed, or however you want to say that. Anyway, but
yes, it's coming down to good versus evil. We know that,
yep.
and it's just fighting it every way we can. The evil. Yeah, maybe that put the link for that the secret covenant
The link
controlled
for
Well,
opposition and the illusions.
well, if you post that link that's in private chat, people can go see where Trump's in his interview, and he says that he likes them. I'm not bullshitting you. This is his interview.
Yeah.
This was on New York One. It's a New York news station. He's the one
yeah.
that said it. I didn't. Everybody believed he was going to have a special counselor and lock her up. Everybody, oh, he's going to lock her up.
Right.
He wasn't going to ever lock her up. That's his best friend. He thinks the most of her and Bill. People are
Well, and that's
believing this illusion that he's
yeah.
out fighting for them when he's always out on the golf course. He has never gave you a solution. He fixed
Yes.
the half-ass wall, but that was to get everybody locked in that he was doing something in case they need to bring him back, that he would win. I'll tell you what, the other bad one is DeSantis. You got to understand who's running these people.
Right.
Well, we know he's backed by Soros. I like that. Fear has two meanings: forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. The choice is yours.
But I can't post that on your thing. But if people want to go watch it, you can post
So,
it for them, Bonnie. It's in the private chat.
share the link that you dropped in private. I think I can
Yeah,
do
it's in
that.
private chat. They can go there and they can watch it. That's him
Wait,
out of his own mouth.
no, I
That ain't me
yes, I
saying it, and it ain't doctored, it ain't fixed. This is an accurate video. Watch his mouth. Watch his eyes. Watch how he talks. It's Trump. It ain't no double or triple or quadruple. Which, I mean,
see
was
if
the
I
crazy
got
thing
it.
that I heard people always talk about. Was that the real one, or was that a fake one? What the hell would you be watching a fake one for? I mean, it, they got people so messed up with these different layers of deception. It's incredible. And you want to know why people can't put two and two together? Because they won't snap out of their paradigm, which this new paradigm they're trying to take the next generation into is going to be totally different. We were put into a paradigm too.
Yep.
I mean, this isn't
Well,
just
and then
started. They keep
yeah,
doing it every couple generations. But it's always
and then there's that
leads up to that.
where they keep bringing up these aliens all of a sudden a lot. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. They're probably the
And
fallen
then
ones.
people are starting to see things.
Well, it goes with the times, right? People have been talking about shit that, that what gets me is when you see a person do bad, but because you're on his team, you'll back him anyways. That's what's crazy about all this. Instead of trying to disengage with these people just hang on. They'll make up all kinds of excuses. I mean, it's scary thing that's going on.
Yeah.
And all I can say is it's because of the brainwashing we all been through. We've been through it too. They brainwashed us to believe that. I mean, listen, you hear people say, well, what's the Constitution? Oh, that's your God-given right. No, it's not. It's a social contract that's been broken. In other words, it's no damn good. We need a new contract with a lot of the old stuff. We can see how they tore it apart, so we need to fix them parts. But yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. There's no place in the Bible that says the Constitution's your God-given right.
Thank you, Bruce, and welcome.
I mean, I have never heard such crazier things than what I've heard. And I probably said some crazy things. I'm probably saying crazy things to people right now that think I'm crazy. But I've spent a lot of time searching for the truth. And the one thing I had to do was drop my whole belief system and start all over again. Don't try to belong to a team. That's why I don't watch any sports anymore. I mean,
I say
I don't want to be.
I
I don't
haven't
want to be part
watched
of a team.
I haven't watched it many sports to begin with, but I think the last 5 or 6 years I haven't watched any football, which is usually the main one I used to watch.
Well, I don't because they're backing all this crap.
Right, that's what I mean. They started doing that. I stopped watching.
But they're being bribed to. If they
Never
don't,
watched
then
much
they're just going
basketball
to
or
destroy them and
baseball.
they'll lose all their money, right? That's how they do it. I mean, it's all about the money.
Well, that's why they went with this whole woke credit score thing for businesses now, so that they can control.
Right. I mean, people right now, since they're going to they should be fighting this digital system that's coming. And how do you do that? It's simple. You use cash. You start using cash. Quit. Put
Yes.
your damn credit cards away
Okay.
and start
Bartering.
using cash. cash is being taken out of the system because no one's using it. We need people to start losing cash, or you're going to lose your freedom.
Yeah.
You're going to go into this. I mean, you don't have freedom now. We've never knew true freedom. Our forefathers did. That's why they fought.
Yes.
We don't know them. We have never felt them. We've been slowly put to sleep over the last 100 and some years, and it's worked. That's why the government
And around here,
controls everything.
some of our stores will give you a discount if you use cash. They would rather have the cash.
Well, some places do because they want to get their hands on it. What do they do with it? They turn it over to the bank. They're trying to get it out of the system because more people don't use it. So one way to bribe them is to use cash, is to get it out of the system, is to do that. People need to start using cash in your local transactions. Keep cash going. That's how you fight what's coming. It's that simple. But will people take the time to go to the bank to get cash? No, I ain't got time to do that. Well, you need to make time. It's not that hard of a fight. No one's asking you to stand on the front line and aim a gun. It's just people asking you to start using cash. If we don't keep cash in the circulation and a demand for it, it will disappear. That's just simple as that.
Yep.
Definitely have to have faith. And interesting.
Yeah, well, anonymous, if you go look at the United Nations, their prayer room, look who put the prayer room in. Totally satanic. But America's been, that's been here since what, 1950 something, and we accept these things in our culture, which we shouldn't have never allowed any of it. We shouldn't have never allowed them to take God out of schools, but we did, because when they do things, we feel like we're left on the island. We're the only people that, oppose it. But if the people would have came out of the woodwork that opposed it, they would have found out they're the bigger of the majority. Just like this stuff with the man wanting to wear tights. I mean, they're less than 1%. But you see them growing and growing, making it seem like they're the majority out there.
True.
They're less than 1%.
Because you have less
time. It's time to just stand up and voice yourself. That's all. That's how you fight this. And do things where you're not feeding the beast. Cut back on your electricity.
Yes.
Do the little things that it takes to take money out of their pockets. Quit giving them everything. I don't even have a phone. Wonder why? Because I don't need one. I'm not working anymore. I'm retired. What the hell do I need a phone? Anybody that knows me, they know where I live.
That's true.
You know what would make a good box of antidepressants? A box full of husky puppies.
There you go. But I mean, it's turning back to the simple life. That's all it is. It was simple. Yeah.
Yep.
It just depends where you want it to go. Most people won't do the things I said, the simple little things I said to do. People won't do. And that's what will bring in the system. It's learning how to fight the system. That's all it is. It's not consenting to it. It's that easy. There's no guns involved. There's no fighting involved. There's none of that. It's just don't consent.
Exactly.
It's that freaking easy.
But enjoy the little things while you can, though. Even if it's...
I mean, I enjoy it every day. But you know what? I'm still learning how to fight it. I mean,
Yep.
I mean, if you don't know, if you're not willing to fight it, then you're willing not to have a country. How's that?
Yeah.
Brain overload. I think a lot of us are with that. So much information out there that it's hard to keep up with it all, and sometimes it's just don't. I just
Well,
it gets to be too much,
you know what?
and you got to
It,
take a break.
yeah, but what it is going back to your morals. What do you
Yes.
believe in? And then live that life.
Yep.
I don't want this shit in my schools. I see them trying to do it, and I see parents at a board meeting. I'm going to be there too, and so will everybody in my group. We'll be
Yep.
there. We'll stand behind them. I mean, we're all us here. We use a lot of cash. I mean, it's up to people. It's not that hard. I guess it's about your morals.
Yes, Anne. Definitely. No such thing as brain overload.
Yeah.
That's I'm in limbo, and that's frustrating because it's half moved, half not. Start growing things, but then I don't want to move it. But then look how long it's taken, and I could have had a lot of things growing. That's frustration.
I mean, I remember
And
when the
it's
old timers used to talk about all this crap we're seeing. I remember it's been going on for a long time. They've seen it coming too.
I guess I never heard those talks. We had a local restaurant that all the men would meet in the mornings and have coffee, and they
Yep.
would sit there. We just figured they were gossiping.
No, but if you notice,
Excuse me.
that's how they used to do it at the barber shop. And they used to get together and
Yes.
talk about events and what was happening in their communities and the steps that they needed to take to keep it out of there when they seen things that were no good. They talked about helping each other out, helping neighbors. I mean, it was the way that
Yes.
people did things, and it's the same thing we got to do now.
Yes. And that's what I'm seeing more of. They've started doing a community movie. They'll put up a big screen at the courthouse, and it's free to everyone, and they just go down there, and that's where you start talking to people. And the farmers market, the any place like that that people are growing stuff and they're selling them, or you
Right,
get to
family
talking to those
oriented.
people. Yes, and those are the people that I'm seeing talking about the schools, talking about the city councils, all of it that's going on. And oh, hey, Von Eric, good to see you. How you doing?
But I'm getting tired, so I'm gonna let you two talk the night away.
Well, I don't know about the night, but I'll be up for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to bed too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's mine.
I wasn't going to stay on very long tonight. Um,
I'm just
I think
glad that you
everybody's.
came up.
I'm glad you came up, George. Thank you.
Yeah,
Enjoyed
for sure.
talking with you.
Uh, Ditto.
It's good to see you always.
And you the same. It's good to see everybody. I mean, and I know I've been hard in the past, and I'm kind of lightening up now a lot. But my attitude has not changed at all. I'm still in the
Oh, I
way,
understand.
and
Still,
and I'll debate
still have that
anybody,
heart and soul.
and I'll debate anybody.
Yeah,
Will you just pick the issue and we'll debate? Bring your information. Now, don't be telling me shit that you can't back up. Just bring your information, just like I'll do. I mean, anybody can pick whatever subject they want, but bring information, because you know what? People got to prove to me, give me solid information, and then I could research for me to believe anything out of anybody. I do not believe in UFOs. How's that? Just my research of UFOs. Just like they never landed on the
yeah,
moon. Just like the
yeah.
Titanic was purposely sunk. But
So many things.
right. I
So
mean, it's
many
just
lies.
people just got to go back to the beginning in their lives and start all over. Start with a child's mind. That's all you got to do. Drop
Yeah,
your whole belief system and start over. And it's not an easy thing to do. It's one of the hardest things I had to do. But when
yeah,
but when I was searching and nothing was making sense, and it was because I was locked into a paradigm that I was locked in. When I took that paradigm and then just started weighing everything, what made sense, things started. You could see what made sense and what doesn't make sense. You can see how the game is being played, but you have to erase your
exactly.
mind, because you've been computed to. That's what television, that's what music, that's what a lot of things were for, is to put you in your paradigm. And you just got to break away from it. You just
Yeah,
got to, your discernment, that's what discernment is dropping your belief system. So when you hear people say, well, you have to have discernment, that's what it means.
yes.
It's starting from scratch.
That's
But
true.
all right, you guys take care. We'll talk to you
Yeah,
later.
we'll talk to you later.
All right, bud. You stay safe out there.
Love you.
That's the plan,
Love
sir.
you.
All right. Ditto back to you, Bonnie.
Thank you. You have a blessed night. The belly button is nature's lint trap. D-dog. Oh, absolutely. We're not the only ones in this world. And a lot of other countries are standing against it too. I think I missed something a while ago. A question. Hey, Kino. Didn't see you slip in. How are you doing? Oh, okay. That was to somebody else. Chuck, you coming up? No.
I thought for sure Chuck
Definitely
would.
keep a positive outlook. I know, I thought he would too. Sounds like he's had a rough day.
Yeah, I can understand that. I've had a few of those here and there.
Yes. Well, and that's the way it goes. After I I don't know what you call it, accepted Jesus, born again, saved.
Hmm.
It's it doesn't make the perfect life. That's when you have all these kinks trying to get in the way when you're trying to get to the church or trying to do
Yep.
whatever. It's let me throw a wrench in there and stop that. And
Right.
that's where the perseverance comes in. You just, nope, you're not going to stop me. I don't care if I go to church barefooted, I'm going to church.
Right. That's okay, Chuck. You can come up. You won't break it any more than it's already broken anyway. It couldn't make it any worse.
I've been accused of breaking the internet when I wiped out the whole chat. So don't
Well,
think
so
you're
there.
going to break the internet.
Ooh, that had to hurt. Ouch.
Oh,
But he can't. He couldn't possibly make it any worse, or maybe him breaking it will actually fix the internet, maybe,
right?
or we can help anyway.
Dadgummit. I hope it's not broke. You got it taped up, Chuck? I've done that. Darn hammer. We don't have to put that out there. What are friends for, Jack? And that goes back to the listen. How many people listen when you're being talked to? Because a lot of people have lost that. Their attention just goes. I see it with these girls. We'll be talking, and all of a sudden, they're looking at the phone. They're like glancing down at it, and they keep getting closer and closer to it. And I'm like, nope, no phones.
Yeah, they tend to be on those a lot.
Oh, well, Chuck, maybe she sees that you've had a rough day and she's being your loving wife. Go, Vicky. Oh gosh, I hate stubbing a toe. When I moved into this house, I made sure all the furniture was, there's a big walkway all the way through. No stub toes, because I will do it. It's usually my pinky toe, though. Excuse me. There is something in the air. Like every so often, I just Start coughing. Can't control it. Time for a halls. Oh my goodness, I didn't know it got that hot in the winter in Canada. There he is.
The shit burst into flames. I warned y'all.
It's okay, burn it down.
Hold on, I got to see how it's going.
We're burning something down.
Yeah, burn, motherfucker, burn.
Can we start with Congress and the government?
I keep forgetting I hurt my thumb too, and I reach and grab shit because it's on my right hand. Ooh.
Man, I don't know when that movie's coming out. I'd seen that he was working on one.
What? I don't need none of that. I don't take none
Well,
of
it's
that.
more of a expose documentary than a movie, but they haven't said when it's coming out yet.
Well, I don't. I took enough of that shit for 9 years. Anything, I'm not taking nothing no more. Yeah, working on that lawnmower, I got the pulley and all that stuff on her. What it is, and there's this. It's a squared off bar up underneath it. It's kind of like shaped like a horseshoe that it scissors up and down when you let the deck up and down, and it's
Mhm.
probably 3/4 of an inch big around solid steel. And I guess when I hit whatever I hit that broke the initial piece, it knocked it loose out of a notch, and I was prying on it trying to get it out. I had one hand pushing a pry bar and the other hand up in there, my right hand, trying to make sure it was where it was at. And I think when it slipped, it kind of grabbed me for a minute.
Oh
Best thing I
no.
can describe it. I can't do nothing but laugh about it.
Yeah.
I got so mad I was hollering, and I don't do this. I even asked God why He's testing me so much. Out in the middle of the yard like a psychopath.
Well, when something like that happens, it's okay. That's when I ripped my toenail off with the door when I was a kid. My grandmother was like, "It's okay to cuss."
One side,
And I was just
on the
darn it.
opposite side of your quick, along my thumbnail, the blue line, then across the top of my quick, over my nails, another bluish dark spot. And then right over your moon on your nail, it's turning weird color. And then the other side's just puffed up, and I can't bend it at the joint.
Is it throbbing?
Yeah, and it drops worse when I forget that I
Is
hurt it.
what? Oh, it's done.
That's what
Yeah.
made me think, because I can't move the first knuckle, that I probably broke it or smashed it. I know I smashed it. I told Vicky I was hitting my fingers with a hammer working on semi trucks and bust them wide open, and it didn't hurt in the middle like this hurts. I'm not gonna whine
Yeah.
about it. It's just amazing. Just like, okay, that lawnmower is my bane.
Do you have it taped up to keep it straight?
He's had more issue out of that lawnmower than he's had out of anything the past year and a half.
What?
So I've heard.
You've had more issue out of lawnmower than anything in the past year and a half.
4 years, 5 years since I got it, it ain't never acted up, other than replace blades. You'd think I had a warranty on it, and it went out.
Of course it did. Oh my goodness, Navy vet. I can't imagine that. Just one toenail was bad enough.
Yeah, my pinky toe on my right foot years ago, the same one that I crushed later on, but I kicked a cedar chest that was in the living room and it broke and was sticking out to the side, and I pulled it back up, got it straight, and about a month and a half later it just got back to where I could bend that pinky toe again and walk through there the same way at night, kicked the same cedar chest with the same foot and broke the same toe.
Dang it.
It hurt so bad I
So we
jumped
should
on my knees on the floor.
so we should all keep steel-toed boots by the bed.
Now I don't walk around anywhere without shoes on. Ever since I got my
Yep.
foot crushed. Thanks, Jen. It's not a prayer thing. It's just a shit day thing, I guess.
I don't walk around barefooted because we've seen one scorpion here since we've moved in, and I'm always, nope, it's not going to get me. So did you have a good show last night? Carl was up there?
No, Blaine and Yorga.
Oh, okay. Whoops. They went me puppet.
Carl and them, they don't speak to me. So
Somebody said he was on yours last night, and that's,
Carl was. I didn't see him. He might have me blocked.
I don't know. Yes, they do, Jen. Thank you. Well,
Yeah. Sometimes Navy vet, sometimes it's better that you break it or something. Because I don't think it. But sometimes it just don't hurt it. But you go into shock so quick. When I was doing that
yeah.
board, got my foot crushed. It felt like something stabbed through my foot instantly, but then it went numb and it just thumped and hummed. And I hobbled over to the truck, pulled my shoe off, and three of my toes, from my middle toe all the way to my pinky toe, that looked like a flipper. And I'm like, yeah, I fucked up. I hollered at my helper to load everything up and let it go to the emergency room. He said, why? I said, my foot's broke, crushed. Some of it, I said, I don't know how bad. At least three of the long bones. And that's what it was. I guess I'm lucky I hollered and he reacted quick enough because it was wrapping my foot around it. Did what I told all them. Sorry.
It's okay. I just, every time I see somebody do something like that, they grab the tape and just tape it up. And so that's why I was, did you tape it up?
My thumb?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I didn't tape it up. I kept working out there for a while. I just worked one-handed, and finally I got up and nothing was going right. Had my little holler fit and come in the house.
Well, keep it elevated and keep an eye on that where it's black across your nail. Because sometimes that pressure's got to be relieved out of there.
I had
Maybe.
a middle
I'm
fingernail
not a doctor.
go.
I don't know.
I had a middle finger today years ago, and I ended up having to take a razor blade right there where your little moon is and cut a little gap in it, and it just
Yep.
then it hurt.
Some people.
When all that pressure was gone, it hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a bag of popsicle sticks in my medical just in case for things like that. Popsicle sticks come in handy for the fingers and toes.
Yeah, Bonnie, remember when I was telling you about how to use 5-gallon buckets to do the
Yeah.
same thing like I did in big tubs? The guy I
Yes.
watched did a video here not long ago. He's doing it in 5-gallon buckets. He used one milk jug and just cut a hole in the top of the jug right there where the lid is. Put your he used like a 1 1/4 inch pipe, whatever, 1 1/2 inch pipe. He just marked around it and cut the hole in it. Then put 4 holes all on it, on every side on the bottom and then every side up around the top where it was still square. Did almost the same thing like I did.
Cool.
Then 5 inches up the side of the bucket, put a hole that way the bottom will keep water in it and it wicks up the moisture when it needs it.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to try several of those ways when I get. Right now, it's oh gosh, what's it called with the water?
You don't trust the water or that.
No, that's what I've been doing is with the water. But is it hydroponic? No, I don't know. Something like that.
Here's a video for you, Bonnie. I'm gonna put that up. I'm gonna put that on part of my intro.
You're gonna have the longest intro in history. You're not even gonna have to do a show with your
Pretty soon when I go live,
hour-long
I'll
intro.
start the intro and then go home. I love this.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I found that and watched it earlier about 3 times, and it put me in a better state of mind.
Yes, absolutely. Our poor military, what they're going through now. It's insane. I think that North Texas, I actually think I'm subbed to her.
I'm not sure. I'm fixing to check.
Thank you for the link, There's a few of them that I've kind of lost touch with. But I need to send out a group email again.
They look familiar, but I'm
Keep up
not
with
so.
everybody. Yeah.
I am now.
Well, that's my goal was to find out how many were in Texas and how close they were, and you know, we're we're a state. Just get a state group going, and everybody's so spread out. There's so many down by Houston, and y'all over there in East Texas, and there's a bunch in North Texas, hardly any in Central. Like,
I
feel like
talked to
I'm here all
Nunya the other.
alone.
I talked to Nunya the other day for a little while, and he's like, "Well, we need to start hooking up."
That would be awesome. I want him. Yeah, he's a pretty good guy. He comes in.
Yeah. Come on the show. He's
Yeah,
all.
he,
He's been on for a couple hours. He's all dry sounding and stuff, and I made him laugh a few times. And he liked that. Me and
good.
my stupid shit.
Yeah, I was watching some of the Hutch's videos of their meetup. Looked like they had a good time. Pretty good turnout. Wasn't too many or too few. Did Rescue go to that? Do you know?
Do what?
I heard his name mentioned. I was just wondering if Rescue went to that Hutch and Backwoods that meetup
Uh,
that they did up in
so
Missouri.
found out the story I read
Um,
on Chuck 3 weeks ago. Army shortfall is recruiting aliens, fast paperwork, unreal, have receipt. I can't. I must be
yeah,
reading. I got something wrong, mixed up. Just
somebody must have dropped a link in your chat or something, maybe.
amen.
Um, Nunya's done a couple of meetups up
Yeah, me and you were
around
talking last
Tyler,
year
I
about
think.
that. Me and you were talking about that one last year. We were going to try to go, and I forgot all about it.
Yeah, and I wasn't able to, but and I told him, I said, "Can you get a little closer to the Central?" Cold War Prepper is he's about an hour and a half from me, but um, and he said, if you get a group together, I'll come. And I'm like, I don't know how to get it together. That's the problem. And so he's all, we'll find a building first, but the only one I know to accommodate them would be at the fairgrounds, and I don't even know how much it is to rent it anymore. It used to be like 250. Guess I can check into it and see, but he's really good at organizing them. He gets so many channels together, and they set up booths, and they have training and all kinds of stuff going on. He does really good ones. And that's the part I wouldn't know how to do. I questioned on Facebook, and I had several. There was one that offered self defense, and there was one that offered CPR and first aid.
Here's y'all a
And
grower.
but none of the growers.
I don't know if you ever saw them before,
Seem
Bonnie. I
good.
dropped the one.
No, I haven't. Thank you. I'll check them out too. You see Jen? Pull it up there for you. Does that look familiar to you?
Me?
Yes.
Hey, Dave Moore. Yeah,
Benjamin.
that's messed up, ain't it?
Well, and if what I saw in Canada during the um, truckers, they don't wear blue helmets anymore.
I'm trying to
With
find that guy.
Dorinda,
Dorinda out there.
yeah,
I'm looking for
she's
some.
still
Hey, Dorinda.
chatting at first.
No, that's not who I was looking for. I was wanting to find that.
No, darn.
I was going to find y'all that bucket thing.
Oh wow.
Want everybody to grow stuff, and I guess maybe it'd be easier buckets than using getting them tubs.
Yeah. Oh, well, they do weigh less. Easier to move.
Yeah, when you try to move one of these things out there, it feels like you're trying to move a body in a casket.
Yes. And that's why, because my squash and stuff, I have the baby pools for those, and then I have a big box for the potatoes. But I'm like, so the big box for the potatoes doesn't have a bottom, so it, I wouldn't be able to move it with the potatoes in it, and really wouldn't look forward to moving the baby pool with the have all this stuff and know what I want to plant, but should have started it last year whenever I saw nothing was happening, then things would have been happening now.
There it is.
We all have a lot of shoulda, huh? Should have
Woulda,
done
coulda,
this.
shoulda.
Yep. Army is hiring these guys. How do we know what these guys are?
Here's that guy who's telling you about the
Can't.
bucket. He's got some interesting stuff too.
Thank you for dropping that.
He's a little bit of everything southern. What is it? Southern homestead.
Hmm. Yeah, if I could keep the dirt in it, I know that they would come back, but with it not having a bottom, of course, I could leave them for the next owner. Get potatoes growing in your front yard. Yeah, I lost 3 trees because I didn't get them in the ground. That was a little upsetting.
Was that freeze get him?
Well, I think that I have figured out that trees should stay outside even when it freezes because I planted a pride Barbados out there, and I really thought Snowmageddon took it out, but it's still growing. And um, I try to plant the ones that are native to the area. And so I was given 3 mountain laurels, but I was worried about them outside, so I brought them in the winter, and I don't think I should have done that. I've just lost all 3 of them.
Yeah, get it acclimated. It kind of freaks them out too. Oh,
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that done with the cardboard boxes, and I had thought about doing that also, except I'm packing in all of them. I'm like, I don't want to give my boxes. If I get another load, I might just go ahead and do that.
Their nature, their self. They live, they die. They're true.
At least they decompose. And well, y'all, I just wanted to check in with all of y'all. Thank you so much for all the information y'all have dropped in chat. Hi, Wyatt.
Hello. Sorry about that.
oh, y'all have a good night.
Y'all take care. Hope to see you soon. God bless you and stay safe. Night, y'all.
Bye now.